Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your reading for the week of June 27th to July 3rd, 2022. This is a general reading with messages that Leo needs to hear, and the roles of the individuals and energies identified in this reading may be swapped. So take whatever messages resonate for you and leave behind for others whatever messages do not resonate. To get a broader view of your week, check out readings for your sun, moon, and rising signs. I'm going to go ahead and put out some cards here. We'll go through each of the columns and the meanings of the cards and do further clarification with more tarot cards. So here, in this first column, we reveal what has been shaping your perspective. You have the 10th house of authority. You have Ace of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and Queen of Pentacles. In the second column, we see which major life lessons are impacting you the most this week. You have the Moon and Illumination. You also have Five of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, and the Devil. In this third column, we get messages from your guides and guardians. You have Hilarion, Divine Healing. You also have Ten of Wands, Knight of Wands, and Seven of Swords. So here, what's been shaping your perspective, this 10th house of authority, this has to do with how you view authority, your relationship with authority. They can be even how you view yourself as someone of authority. It can be with respect to work. It could be with respect to relationships, even with respect to institutions, systems, kind of along the lines of, perhaps how you view people in authority when it comes to police, business owners, kind of any type of leadership type of role. This kind of indicates where you may have been asked to step up or given an opportunity to kind of be that leader. And here it's kind of an opportunity for you to kind of grow and evolve, kind of get the possibly the training and lessons that you need to be in that place of authority. However, it may be that it's bringing up certain ideas that you have about authority that you need to take a look at. You have the Ace of Pentacles here, which is kind of indicates a gift or a new offering in the material world, prosperity. And then you have the Queen of Pentacles here, which is a sense of, managing things, being resourceful, being connected to the environment, people around you. So it could be to some degree that there is either you or someone else has been given a new position of management, authority, and then with the Hierophant here, it's again, this is a card of institutions and learning expertise. So For some of you, it might be that you are learning to be an expert in a certain area. It could be with respect to health. Queen of Pentacles is this is kind of like a self-care, connected to nature, holistic type of vibe. And with the Hierophant, it kind of indicates spirituality. So with this, it could be, maybe some of you are getting a certification on being like a yoga instructor, or, you know, getting a master's in, as a dietitian, something along those lines. And here it might be bringing up concepts that you had of people who kind of played roles of power and authority for you in the past, in terms of like mother figures, and those that really help provide a connection between you and something greater than just yourself. So let's take a look at the Ace of Pentacles over here. You have the Two of Wands, and this is kind of getting outside of your comfort zone and really needing a plan of how to nurture whatever it is that this opportunity is for you. Let's look at the Queen of Pentacles. You have the Devil. You also have the Devil over here. So this is kind of concepts of temptations for to do things that are for instant gratification, instant relief, something that's not sustainable for the long term. It's also viewpoints on people in authority, giving your power away to others, or feeling that you're giving your power away to others. For some of you, it could be, how you see, mother type people, or people with kind of like energy like a mother, in position of powers. For some of you, it's actually even female bosses. I know in my past, I identify as female, and I would have to say the bosses that I have that are female bosses, they were so much harder than the male bosses, as if they had something to prove. It came to like issues of like, even, it seemed like jealousy, or, you need to know your place type of thing. So it could be something that you're learning as well. Not saying that necessarily it's a female boss, but that's what is kind of bringing up for me, is perhaps what's been shaping your perspective is, you've had a certain type of person that oversees you. Perhaps they remind you of your mother, or perhaps they have some aspect where about them that you've noticed a pattern where that kind of characteristic is problematic, or tends to be problematic for you. And kind of this concept of authority, and you giving an opportunity to be an authority, is kind of bringing up these perspectives for you. So let's take a look at the Hierophant here. You have King of Swords, and this is another card of like authority, power, when it comes to intellect, communication, making decisions. The King of Swords are associated with the element of air. Kings are also associated with the element of air. So it's like double, mind sabotage to a certain degree, if you look at it that way. But you can also take the King of Swords energy and focus it into something more positive, being more of an expert in a field, using reason and logic, clarity of thought, um, clearly articulating your words and your knowledge about a certain subject to really become an expert. And so here it's kind of taking these concepts of power, expertise, opportunities, getting outside your comfort zone, and this is really kind of shaping how you're looking at things lately. So here, with the major life lessons that are going to impact you most, you have the devil again here. You have this moon card, and you have this card of illumination. So with the moon is just a reflection, or it reflects the sun's light. And so to some degree, there's, a lack of clarity, a lack of that pure aspect of the sun's illumination. And to some degree, this concept of lack of clarity can create an opportunity to really enhance your ability to problem solve. There's not already a path set out for you. It's almost as if you are kind of needing to create your own path. And again, if you look at it with this concept of authority, it could be that, if you are, going back to my example of a female boss, if you have constantly had issues with female bosses and you are now going to be in a role as a female boss, then kind of figuring out how is it that you are going to do things differently, where you aren't kind of, test people the way that you were tested, but still like helping people grow and, kind of figuring out your own path on how to do that. And that's just like one example of this situation. So here with the devil, it's kind of, you're going to have to be aware of your own tendencies to do things that are not for your best and highest good, that might result in, cutting corners and looking at the short term. With the Seven of Pentacles, this is a card that indicates there are long-term rewards, but there's this sense of, having invested in it and not knowing if you want to keep investing in it and if it's worth it, those types of things. With the Five of Swords here, this is a card of, you can win by cutting everyone down. You have that ability, but needing to recognize, like, are you going to walk away from a lose-lose situation? Do you need to win at all costs? Do you what is your sense of winning and success and so forth? And here it kind of seems that with this moon card and the devil card, there is that concept where when there's a lack of clarity, there might be negative self-talk, limiting beliefs, criticisms that kind of come in, even, to some degree, like jealousy. So that's something where you're kind of learning these things, at least specifically this week. So let's take a look at the devil over here. You have the Six of Swords. And so you have the Five of Swords and the Six of Swords. This is a card of just You can look at it as a card of escape. You could also look at it as a card of, just moving on and walking away from something that's not going to serve your best and highest good. So, for some of you, it's recognizing when just to walk away from something, and whether or not that walking away from something actually serves you or just gets you out of that situation. So over here on the Two of Wands, this is kind of doing something outside of your comfort zone. You're giving you're being given an opportunity here. But if this opportunity creates discomfort for you and brings up feelings of needing to prove that you actually don't need to take the opportunity to prove some point to yourself, but really denying that opportunity is just like a short-lived victory, then you might want to reconsider just leaving it. Are you someone that just runs away from something because you don't like change? Or are you someone that actually would take the higher road and do the hard things so you could be a good role model for others? So it seems like this is kind of what you're learning, and it's really kind of this concept of a hierophant with the moon and this illumination, because there's this hierophant here is connecting you, helping to teach you the signs and symbols of how to recognize that you're on the right path to connect to something that is greater than yourself, because there isn't clarity. There's just a sense of hope, a sense of trying to be, do things for your best and highest good, to reach a higher knowledge of yourself and your connection to the world. So it's kind of resonating in this column as well, with that being juxtaposed with the things that you do to kind of get the quick fix on something. So let's look at the Five of Pentacles here. You have the Nine of Swords, and this is fear and anxiety, stress. And when you let this kind of take over the mental process of how to look at a certain situation, then you start putting, unreasonable fears and like monsters and obstacles that are just going to ruin you on this path down, on this journey where there's not a lot of clarity, where you don't want to do anything except just run away. So just be aware that there is that potential, and to kind of deal with these kinds of thoughts, you just have to look at, well, what is something that you can control? What's something that is based in reality or based in fact versus based in just fear? And to some degree, just making sure that you are getting good sleep and not stressing over things that are outside of your control. Let's take a look at the Seven of Pentacles here. You have the Empress, and this is a card of abundance. It's a card of really connecting to your environment, connecting to those around you. It's very similar to the Queen of Pentacles here. It is kind of like limitless possibilities, nurturing, and really all the positive things that you can put on the path of the unknown as well. So recognizing that just the things that kind of stir up fears, you could just as similarly focused on the positive aspects and put, great things along the way. And so here, if you are looking to resolve a pattern that you find yourself in, instead of just running away, making sure that you are looking at both sides of the coin. And if you are looking at just the abundance side, looking at the positive aspects and what you can gain and what you can create and how you can, you know, provide for yourself and provide for others, then, stick with that. So here, this message from your guides and guardians, divine healing, honor your sensitivity, retreat to recharge and heal. Your light can support others. So here, making sure that if you are leaving a situation, it's temporary, just to recharge, to heal. If you find that you are sensitive to your surroundings, you kind of take on other people's baggage. It may be because you are an empath. It may be because you are really aware of your surroundings and that you are able to really help others and help others succeed and help others find their inner light. So here you have the Seven of Swords, which can be like a liar, stealer, cheater card. It also can be a card of imposter syndrome. And then you have the Knight of Wands, and this is very much fiery energy. Wands are associated with the element of fire, and knights are associated with the element of fire. Your element is also fire. So here it's really that this sense of you being able to pursue this, path that's outside of your comfort zone with passion, with excitement, with, exuberance, and know that, if things are too heavy for you, taking on too much, you can accomplish your goals, and you can also ask for help. You can also, lighten your load. And here it's, don't try to take on too much to prove anything. You can, it's almost as if that there is that concept of needing to prove something with this Five of Swords, and it causing stress and anxiety. There's nothing to prove here. If you're someone that's sensitive, if you can only handle what's on your plate, then you're going to need to work on creating some healthy boundaries, saying no, things along those lines. So let's take a look at the Knight of Wands here. You have the Ten of Swords. And here, so you have the Nine of Swords, you have the Ten of Swords, the Five and the Six of Swords. So really, it seems that the issue here is how you think about a situation, how you think about solving problems, and it's almost as if you overthink something to your own, kind of like you're stepping on your own foot or stabbing yourself in the back. So here it may be that you need to recognize when your role as a leader starts, when you start overthinking it, or you start communicating with yourself or with others in a way that's not going to serve your best and highest good. And for others, it's a sense of recognizing that you can get out of this process of, limiting thoughts, limiting beliefs, belittling yourself even possibly, and really, be excited about this opportunity, and see where your passion takes you. So let's take a look at the 7 of Swords over here. Did I say? So you have 5, 6, 7, 9 of Swords, and 10 of Swords. So let's see what's up with the 7 of Swords. You have this 4 of Cups. So 4 of Cups, this kind of indicates a couple things. This kind of indicates a sense of not really being aware of your surroundings and kind of not being happy with what you have. This also kind of indicates that you need to be aware of what you're being offered and considered if, whether or not you want to take what's being offered to you, and whether it's for your best and highest good. So here it's almost as if looking again at this Ace of Pentacles. Are you looking at what's being offered because of who's offering it, or because what's in the cup, or because you feel like you already have too much to deal with? And really, where do you want to be operating? Do you want to be operating from this place of passion, and whether or not what you're being offered and how you're looking at what's being offered is aligned with that, or is not aligned with that? So let's see what we have with the 10 of Wands. We have this World card. It's a sense of accomplishment. It's a sense of celebration of the lessons you've learned along the way, preparing you for a new journey, and it's a sense of rebirth. So here, surrounded by the 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords, which is basically considered, that the end of the suit. It's as if there's a lot of kind of ideas that you have, ways that you're thinking about something that is going to be coming to an end, and you're going to have the opportunity to kind of come out of a situation or start a new situation, however you want to do that, because it's your game now. It's your opportunity to create a new path for yourself, that where you can help others, and you can recognize your limitations, and you can recognize when your boundaries, and have those in place for yourself so that you can succeed and help others succeed in the process. So I'm hoping this provides a helpful perspective of your week, and we'll see you next time. Take care.